What is going on YouTube? We are back with another video, and today we are finally going to start breaking down the Scott Genius. This bike, I just got back from Moab. If you haven't seen a couple of those videos, go ahead and I'll link some of those up in the top of the screen here. Really today we're just going to kind of focus on some of the easy parts to take off. So obviously we got to take off the water bottle mounts and everything like that. And really what I wanted to do today was actually tackle the rear and the front wheel. Now mostly the rear wheel because I wanted to totally clean the cassette and make sure that the hub is running smoothly. So let's go ahead and dive right into that. Alright guys, so the next thing that we're going to do is actually get these wheels all cleaned up. Pretty boring thing to watch on YouTube. So one of the things that I have noticed is that there is an insane amount of grease all over this stuff. Like, it's crazy. So we're going to just clean it up really nicely, try to get as much of that grease off as we can so that later down the road we can re-grease things properly and make sure that everything is looking good. So let's go ahead and dive right into that. Alright guys, so next up we need to get this cassette off of this wheel. Now honestly, taking a cassette off can be kind of difficult, so to save myself just a little bit of shame, I'm not going to video taking it actually off because quite frankly they're really difficult to get off and it's just going to be embarrassing on my end. But I did want to show you what I use. So this right here, this is a cassette removal tool. It just goes on the bottom of a socket there, goes into the center of the axle in between the cassette and the axle there. And then this is known as a chain whip. This goes around the actual sprockets of the cassette, and between this and this right here you can pull the wheel off. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I got it started just so that you guys wouldn't have to deal with seeing that, but we are gonna now take this thing off. Like I've said before, this bike, it's amazing. Ooh. It's amazing just how much grease is sitting in on this. So I am very interested to see what this looks like when we pop it off. There we go. So there it is. Here's the cassette all off. We can now take the wheel, take the cassette, clean everything up. Let's do it. Alright guys, so we finally have a clean cassette here. I mean, honestly, it's night and day difference between what it was. Now, as you guys can see, this cassette's been ridden. You know, I think probably within the next year or so it's probably going to need to get replaced, but actually the teeth are in really good shape on this. There's no broken teeth, there's no really like sawed off, and you know, it was shifting really great when I got it. So, you know, cosmetically it's a little worn, but not bad. We'll throw it back on. Okay, so the next thing that I really want to do, and this step honestly isn't that necessary because the guy that I bought this bike from, he didn't actually use this particular wheel set. He threw on a set of NVs and just stored these away. So these wheels are basically brand new, but I did want to just check the hub. Now, on a DT Swiss, what's really cool about these, and quite frankly, you don't even have to have the cassette removed to do this, is that this free hub body right here just pops right off, right? And so you can see right inside there, that's where all of your ratchets are, and then here are the paws. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and give this a nice, good clean, and then I'll be putting in some of my favorite oil. It's the Dumond Free Hub oil. Makes things really quiet. I'm a fan of quiet hubs unless they're i9s, and then making them as loud as possible. So we're going to go ahead, get in here, clean this up, and then oil it up. Just for reference, let's go ahead and do a sound check of what it's like before. There you go. And then we'll do an after once I'm done. Okay, as I was doing this, I had a thought come to mind. One of my suggestions is I would never ever use a chemical on like cleaning out any of this internal stuff with the bearings and everything. Honestly, like just take a rag. What I'm doing is, you know, I'll just take a Q-tip or two and just kind of wipe the grease away. Quite frankly, I don't know if I would suggest doing like a degreaser or something. This tends to be good enough to get some of that grease out. And again, I'm not wanting to do, you know, like a full breakdown, but I am wanting to get this thing as clean as possible. So just kind of a side note is I wouldn't use any sort of degreaser on the inside of your hub. All right, guys, so this is all cleaned out and all greased up, and it's awesome. I mean, listen. That's pretty significantly quieter than what it was, so very, very, very excited about that. Now we got to go ahead and get the cassette thrown on so we can tighten everything back down. All right, guys, so we're going to put just a little bit of grease on the free hub body itself. And then the other thing that I like to do is I also like to throw a little bit of grease on the inside of this, right where the threads are. Just to make sure that things are nice and greased up in here, that we don't have any issues. So what we'll go ahead and do then is throw this on, and we'll grab the tool and start tightening this thing down. All right, so our cassette is on, and you can hear much different sound than before, a little bit quieter, extremely smooth, very, very cool. All right, guys, well, today's video is coming to an end. I hope that you've enjoyed it. These wheels look a million times better, and I bet if I got them out in the sunlight, they'd look so much better. But they look a million times better than when I got them. We'll do some beauty shots at the very end, but guys, please subscribe, like this video, comment below on any questions or comments that you might have. Today, we cleaned the wheels off. You know, cleaned all the grease off of the axles. We re-greased and serviced our DT Swiss hub, cleaned the cassette, checked for condition. All in all, everything looks really, really great. So until next time, guys, stay safe and ride happy. You!